Travis, were you able to join?
Yeah, I just got on.
Excellent, welcome. Guys, it's Keith Haberfield here. I'm EVP of Sales and Marketing for Precision. Today, Travis, who is one of our principal systems engineers, will be taking you guys through our QSFP tuning box application. And then we will, if we have time, of course, answer any questions you may have on it. Travis, you want to take it away?
Yeah, let me share my screen here.
I can see it.
Okay. Yeah, so the just to give a quick intro, we're Precision Optical Transceivers. We do optical transceivers of all forms and flavors, and support a lot of the large MSOs in North America. One of the things, as I'm sure everyone on this call is aware, is that as DAA and fiber deep networks continue to expand and require capacity, we start introducing technologies like CWDM and now DWDM. And one of the historical challenges with DWDM is sometimes the number of parts that you have to have out on your truck and out in the field to handle all of the channels that you could deploy to kind of take advantage of the density that DWDM can offer. So the DWDM tunable kind of helps to solve that problem, and that you have one part that can now be tuned to any wavelength that you need, and helps kind of reduce some of that supply chain problem. But one of the challenges that the tunable introduces is that you now have an operational, an additional operational step in that you need to tune the optic. And sometimes that can be really challenging because native tunables require configuration on whichever switch router, CPE device, node that you're using to get them configured properly. So one of the things we introduced a few years ago and has been really successful is our tuning box and tuning app, which is what I'm demonstrating here today, which allows you to externally tune the optic on your computer to whatever wavelength you need. And now the latest iteration we have is a Bluetooth version of this that will allow you to do that tuning on your phone, as many of the folks in the field now don't necessarily have computers and are just operating off of an Android phone or an iPhone and need the ability to do that on their phone quickly and easily. And so I didn't have a great way to demonstrate the phone portion of this, but I will demonstrate how it works on our computer app, which mimics the phone app pretty closely. But just to give an idea on this PDF here in the background, this is what the tuning box looks like from a physical perspective. It's about, 3.5 inches long. It takes an SFP optic, and it will work in an iPhone or an Android. And it's a really simple process. And so what I wanted to demonstrate today is simply how our app works to really try to simplify that operational complexity of adding tunables to your network. And so the app that I'm sharing here is our computer app. I'm on a Mac. It works on a Mac. It also works in Windows. And I've got a tunable optic plugged in here that, if you look down here on the bottom under current info, just gives some basics about the optic. It's got identifiers in terms of the wavelength, the channel, the frequency, the vendor name, the part number, the serial number. And then up at the top, we've got a scroll bar and a couple of areas to where you can change the wavelength and tune the optic. And it's really simple. Usually I will use the scroll bar. Say I want to go to channel 38, which is 1546.92 in terms of wavelength. I'll move the bar. I'll click tune. takes about, I don't know, 6 seconds or so, maybe 8 seconds. And now it's tuned the optic. I get a little green check mark to indicate that it was successful. And we can see that on the info for the transceiver that it's now channel 38, the wavelength and the frequency have updated as well to represent that. And at this point in time, you know, if you're in the field, you're deploying this optic, you would pull it out of the box and go plug it into your device. Now, one of the features that we've recently introduced is the ability to do some basic diagnostics through our app, and this feature works on both our computer app and on our phone app. And basically, it allows you to turn on the laser and go over to this diagnostic button, and you can see right here the graph moved up when I turned on the laser. I've got a 10 dB loop back in the optic right now. And it's just representing a couple of data points in terms of light levels, transmit and receive, temperature, voltage. And we introduced this feature through feedback from our customers that were looking for a quick, easy, and inexpensive way to do just a quick diagnostic test when they're out in the field and just confirm that they are getting light to their optic, that the light levels are within the necessary link budget. And what we found is they can kind of take this quick step using they're already in the tuning app, they're already tuning the optic, and they can quickly go and confirm that what they're seeing when they plug their fiber in, confirm that what they're seeing aligns with what they're expecting. And if it doesn't, then kind of get to a more proactive troubleshooting step where you're, making a call to the guy on the other end in the plant and trying to troubleshoot whether or not you've got a splicing issue or an issue with your mux demux or whatever. Obviously, there are a couple different things that could come up there, but this gives you a quick and easy way to identify that everything looks good from light level and kind of get closer to the point of having a green light to pull the optic out, plug it into your node or your CP or wherever it's going, and feel pretty good that you can move on to the next steps. So that's just kind of it. There's really not much more to this app. We've tried to make it as simple as possible. One of our goals with these apps is to make it so easy that even a salesperson can do it, which is always a challenge. And we think that we've done a good job with this one. Our salespeople are actually able to tune optics and do everything they would need to do. And so I'll show a couple, or just one screenshot here of what it looks like on the phone, which is a fairly similar layout here. There's a couple of arrow buttons to switch between ITU channels. And as you switch between those channels, it would update the wavelength and the frequency. And then you would just click the tune button and it would go through and basically do the same process as what happened here on the computer, and it would tune it on your phone app via the Bluetooth connection to the tuning box. That Bluetooth tuning box is sold as a kit. It has an external battery pack to power it on that uses a USB-C cable, so it's kind of generic in that regard. There's nothing specific or proprietary that's required to power it up. You can connect it to your computer as well via that USB-C cable. And again, the Bluetooth capability will work with both Android and iPhone. We have our app in the App Store for each of those platforms, and it's really simple and easy to use. And we've deployed this at some of the larger MSOs in the country and have had a lot of success in helping to operationalize their DWDM deployments. And And we've developed on top of some of the feedback we've received from our customers to add features like the diagnostic monitoring. So we got it started a little late here, but we're right up at the time slot. So I think that covers the basics of what I wanted. I guess if there's time, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions out there?
You can go to our website, precisionot.com, and check out any of this, or whomever your sales rep is for Precision will have information on this and can answer any questions in the future, or we can basically send over any documentation or provide a live specific that's representative of how you might use this in the field.
Thanks, Travis.